Now, insecurity has been ravaging the nation in recent weeks. Many have been calling for a united front in the fight against terrorism, banditry, as well as insecurity at local level. The Lagos State government is using this Ramadan fasting period to call on all Lagosians to unite despite their religious differences and political affiliations. The Lagos State Governor, Sanwo-Olu, fellowshiped with Muslims during the fasting period and emphasized that religion must not be an entity of division, as this will only breed hatred amongst the people.
We've just break fast, which we'll call iftar, right, with our Muslim brothers and sisters. For us, we thank God that this year's Ramadan can be observed in a more auspicious manner as compared to last year, where we were all under lock and key. It's always a time for sober reflection, especially during Ramadan. And this period, we need everybody. We need all of us, to understand that as a nation, as a state, they are very difficult times. Coming out from a very difficult pandemic, all of the economic challenges we had, and all of the tribulations that all of us went through last year, right? For all of us to come together as a state, in one unity, to be able to have and come in presence of Almighty Allah.
Other dignitaries gathered pointed out the diversity in religion in the current serving governor and his team, and noted that this is important to the progress of the state and the nation at large.
It's very, very encouraging that a Christian governor can still also play a very vital role in the midst of the Muslims. It shows that the governor is for everybody. Religion, as you said, is very sensitive, and is one of a very vital instrument that can be used to manage, any society.
So that's to tell you the relationship within the Muslim and Christian in Lagos. The deputy governor being the Muslim, the head of service being a Muslim, the chief of staff is a Christian. So all of us are together today. We eat together, we break fast together. That is showing you what love is in Lagos.
Prophets gathered also drew attention to the essence of the holy month and its implications towards virtuous living.
In Ramadan, we fast. At the time of breaking fast, we pray, because the Prophet has said the prayer offered at the time of breaking fast, that Allah will accept it. May Allah accept all the prayer, because we need more prayers now. In addition to that, with the celebration of the Quran is Ramadan, and that is why we have listened to the rendition and the meaning of the glorious Quran.
We ask us to try to be religious, to pray to Allah, because the old sign of the end of the life is around us.
The Lagos State government is set to establish an anti-corruption commission in the state. The state governor, Sanwo-Olu, while signing a new bill creating the commission, stressed on the need to ensure transparency for public office holders at state level.
This agency has the powers to investigate any misappropriation relating to the utilizations of funds budgeted for the use of the state. So officials of the state who superintend over this fund, contractors who get contracts and receive budgeted funds, agencies, MDAs who utilize these funds, all come under the ambit of the law. So where any issue regarding misappropriation of these funds comes in place, the agency is empowered to tackle the issue and address it. And then if the investigations leads to what we call a prima facie case, then the offender will be prosecuted before a court of law.
We believe that this would not only ensure that indeed accountability of public funds, responsibility of public officers and the need for us to continue to dialogue and ensure that the trust that the people have given to us or that they've passed on to us, we're not taking it for granted and we're not misusing it. So a commission like this, we believe, will further ensure that all of the things that were meant to be done are being done, and people that hear or people that are found wanting in whatever sphere, in whatever means, can indeed be brought before the law.
When the House of Assembly approved budgets and all this money has been taken to various MDAs, we want to know the way and manner in which they spend this money. Then we have to put a kind of commission in place to be able to look, ask questions, investigate, so that we will know how our money is being spent. And that is not only the issue. We want to know those contracts that were given out, how have they been able to execute the contracts?
The governor, on the same day, also signed the Public Lottery and Gaming Authority Bill, emphasizing that the need is to effectively regulate the ever-expanding gambling and lottery industry within the state to protect the interest of all parties involved.
This is a law that speaks to the reality of where we find ourselves today. There was once an existing lottery law that indeed, given what is in that space, appears to have not met the needs of what is happening in that industry. And as a proactive and as a forward-looking government, the least we can do is to go back and do the needful and ensure that fair play, fair regulation, fair monitoring is brought back into that industry.
The essence of the bill is, number one, to protect the children, because it is expressly stated that if you are not up to 18 years, you cannot. And it's supposed to be well placed that if you are 18 or below, you cannot be part of the gaming arrangement. And again, it talked about expanding the scope of the agency of government that regulates the players in such a manner that even the end users, the patrons of those gaming activities are protected. The frontliners, in terms of front desk officers, are checked. They are actually compelled to do what is rightful. More importantly, is a thing that brings more money to the covers of government. And in the distribution list, we added security trust fund to be part of what that good cost money we go for.
Essentially, the new law is to harmonize all existing law and to address the issue, contemporary issue of today, like technological innovations in gaming. Another thing is to let people know that most of the good causes money that we collect from the operators are used for environment, social and health, education.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu paid a condolence visit to the home of former activist and spokesperson of Afenifere, Yinka Odumakin. The governor, in company of members of the state executive, admonishes those present to preserve the ideals of whom he called a vibrant nationalist.
What kind of visit you want to pay anyone, but the Almighty God knows better. I'm here to pay my condolence on behalf of my government and the entire people of Lagos State. The very, very painful loss of one of the strongest, decentralized, action path, full of life, true Nigerian of our time. Let's Comrade Yinka Odumakin, our friend and brother, live a good life. Born a fighter, he lived a fighter, he died a fighter. And so for me, and for some of us who cannot see everything within, have tremendous respect for what he stood for.
Responding, Joe Oke Odumaki, widow of the late activist, appreciates the visit as she remembers his last moments and his achievements within the Nigerian state.
Oka was so selfless, stepped out of it. Told me before he went to the hospital, he told me about 4 programs that he will have. Told me how he would be for Ilorin the next day Kitty. The third day we back to Ibadan for his program. Friday we are the first, Saturday we are the Kenya, and then Sunday we return to Lagos. He was so selfless, and he had faced all, sort of medical problems, but he still came out strong. One did not know that this would be good night. The one consolation, like this lucid tributes that you have given him, is like tonic for me to do more. It will go on energizing me because it's so difficult, for me to even believe or fathom the fact that when I went to last week to sing car, I told him, come we must get up. We met at the Lagbo. You can't leave him. You can't lie down in this last week. You have to get up, get up, get up. And I thought he would get up. His ideas will continue to live forever.
The current Blue Line project, visible across the state, is a federal government initiative connecting major infrastructure across the country. The Lagos State government has long promised to ensure its citizens are not left behind in the rail infrastructure, hence the commencement of the Red Line project.
The project will be implemented in phases, 3 phases to be precise, but this that we are here for is the first phase of the project, and it is from Agbado to Oyingbo with an extension to Ido so that we can stable our rolling stock.
The administration is empowering our traffic management and enforcement agencies with technology to improve their performance. We are equally ensuring that our transport laws are positioned to answer to the challenges of managing our state in line with the dictates of the 21st century.
The governor is well aware of the gains made with the rapid bus system, but hopes to improve on it with the use of trains, appealing for understanding for inconvenience that may come with the projects.
The Red Line also integrates with our bus terminals at Oyingbo, Adiaba, Oshodi, Ikeja, and Iju, giving nodal options to our people in their daily commute, either for business or for leisure. We project that the Red Line will move the first set of passengers, by the grace of God, within the last quarter of the year 2022. In addition, we are simultaneously working on bringing the phase 1 of our Blue Line to passenger operation also within the same time frame. That I use this medium to appeal to all Lagosians on the need to bear with us. Patience is required of all of us on the temporary discomfort, the pain, the inconveniences that we might experience during the construction of this gigantic infrastructure.
The rail tracks will run along lands, most of which are already occupied. The state government is compensating the owners and residents. Incidentally, the deputy governor, Obafemi Hamzat's family, is also one of those affected.
We are in the local government last week. They invited us, they asked us to write our name, and they invited us to come to this arena.
Ordinarily, we have valued the property ahead of the compensation, but what we got is very near to what we expected. So it's very, very fair.
What we need more, we want government to help our children to get work in that property after they finish it.
The rail line project, spanning 37 kilometers, will be completed in 24 months. Wilson Omoni, Silverbird News 24, Lagos. The Committee on Fiscal Efficiency and Budget under Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission was also at the Government House to visit the governor. The committee, which helps ensure federal allocation are given to the states necessary, explained the reason for the delay in recent remittances, but alluded to the strides the Lagos State government is making to generate revenue for the federation.
The committee would like to appreciate the foresight of your administration in taking the bold steps to access funds from the Development of Natural Resources account to develop selected key areas of the well-being of Lagos citizens. Consequent to this presentation, the Commission, through its fiscal and fiscal efficiency budget, is here to undertake a fiscal visit to verify and certify the reliability of the issues contained in the letter of request, as well as those raised during the presentation. Let me also state further that the visit is part of the requirement for accessing the said funds.
The governor says the state is keen to put the funds into proper use while outlining some projects that will further improve the state's IGR.
Lagos continues to remain the melting point of our country. It continues to remain the state where everybody, every ethnic national has one or two imprint. And it continues to be a jewel that all of us are proud of. But we know that everything cannot start and end in Lagos alone. And so we're not unaware that there are several other challenges that are facing other parts of the country. But be that as it may, we, with all sense of responsibility, approach your commission to see what assistance they can render for us under the Natural Resource Development Fund, which the commission superintended upon. And I'm glad that you've expressed here today that our request is receiving attention. We have done a first-class presentation to the commission, but in furtherance to that, you still have to come down and to show clearly fairness, transparency, and be able to assess what exactly are we talking about.
The Lagos State government celebrated the policeman seen in a viral video for exhibiting calmness while enforcing the law despite severe provocation by an errant resident.
At 4 Points Hotel Junction, Victoria, Lagos State. When the police stopped the vehicle, the occupants, one Victor, a woman, and a Tiosa, so a Tinosa, so Obawaya, angrily came down, confronted and violently assaulted ESB and Abosunde, inflicting severe bodily injuries on him. The officer, who was armed with his AK-47 rifle, displayed a high sense of professionalism amidst fierce provocation by resisting the temptation of using his rifle on the suspects. So the prior suspect, Victor, presently is in the police custody at the State's Criminal Investigation Department, where investigation is on for investigation and prosecution. And as I went due, one effort is on to arrest his fleeing accomplice.
The police officer, ASP Irabo Sunday, visited the governor at the State House, who encouraged other law enforcement agents to uphold such standards to endear law-abiding residents to the service they provide.
The events that we all saw over the weekend shows that indeed there are some very commendable police officers in the real heat of provocation. Inspector Mba displayed highest quality of restraint. He displayed calmness and he restrained himself from taking laws into his hands. And I think for that little gesture, it's important for us to bring him out so that we also can use him as a testimonial and encouragement for other police officers to see that indeed we can be civil, that police are meant to protect our citizens, they are meant to also be law-abiding themselves.
Terrestrial television stations have been limited by one thing, and that is the frequency, which only allows them to transmit to a limited space at any given time. The solution is cable television, as many local stations found their ways on such platforms in order to broadcast to a wider audience across the country and the continent. But many other stations were not captured in this cable platforms, which are paid for in every home. The federal government is rolling out its own cable TV, a free-to-air platform to reach all the stations at any given time. With 4 million viewing households, Lagos is a perfect testing ground for such rollout across the country. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, visited the state governor, Sanwo-Olu, to discuss modalities ahead of the rollout.
Free TV helps to provide value-added services. The 20 local government areas and the 37 SCDAs in Lagos State will be supported in the collection of television and radio licenses from residents. What I mean by this, Excellency, is that you see, by the time we go, the DSO is completed, and we switch off analog television, the set-top box, every TV household will have a set-top box. Otherwise, because when you switch off analog, unless you have a set-top box, you cannot even watch television. There will be nothing called analog television. And the main advantage of this is that we will have for you data of every TV household in Lagos State, where they are, their telephone number, and their addresses. And this will make it easier for you to collect just the TV and radio license. In addition to all these advantages, that with the set-top box, it will be possible to do what you call audience measurement. See, audience measurement is very important even for our economy. Everywhere in the world, advertisement is driven by eyeballs, by figures. As of today, nobody can tell us objectively how many people watch channels, how many people watch NTA, which particular program is most popular. Lagosians can also cash in on the push video on demand capability of the free TV platform to access premium blockbuster Nollywood movies from the comfort of their homes. Right now, sir, we have those who enjoy this free TV, you can order for films directly, Nollywood films, the one you want to watch. And this is going to cut, arrest this issue of piracy, whereby a Nollywood producer will release a film today, by tomorrow it's already in another market. With the free TV and DSO, Excellency, once you acquire our set-top box, which is about 12,000, you don't pay any subscription. All you need to do at the end of the year, you renew your digital access fee. That's all you do, sir. So it is by far a better proposition to all concerned. And it's the only way that can guarantee that the fellow in Badagry, in the creek of Badagry, can also watch Premier Football. He can also watch Nollywood from just the push of a button in his or her house.
The minister also outlined the job creation opportunities that will be explored during this integration.
We have licensed 13 set-top manufacturers, and as we speak today, 4 of them are already manufacturing in Calabar, in Lagos, in Osun State, and in the FCT. So when they come on stream, they are going to employ over 60,000 in the manufacturing industry. Now we talk about the distributors and retailers.
The governor, in his response, has promised the support of the state in ensuring a successful transmission.
It presents a wider opportunity for Nigerians in general, Lagosians in particular, in this particular case,
where issues around monthly or high-end, pay TV, which is pretty on the upper middle class level, would the DSO gives a wider coverage, a wider opportunity to a larger population in terms of communication, information to our citizens, and giving them also access to understand the reality of what is happening, everywhere in the world.
From April 29, Lagosians will be able to get their set-top boxes and have access to all stations from within Lagos and across the country, all for a one-time fee for the set-top box itself without any monthly subscription. A new development that will transcend Nigeria into the global stage in the information and entertainment business. That completes our episode for this week. Until next time, I am Wilson Omoni, and this is Lagos.